All right, welcome back to the channel. So, Shawn Porter tells Terence Crawford straight up, do not lowball me. I am not taking $1 million to fight you. If you're one to fight me, be serious about it. Let's talk about what Shawn Porter had to say in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. So, Shawn Porter is the former IBF welterweight champion of the world. He is the former WBC welterweight champion of the world. He is a very well-established fighter in the sport of boxing. He is somebody that I wish I could say the same about myself, has been making multi-million dollar fights for pushing up on a decade now, if not already a decade. Shawn Porter is without a doubt the best fight that is available for Terence Crawford that is not named Manny Pacquiao or Errol Spence Jr. And it's a fight that many boxing fans, including myself, think is the best option for Terence Crawford if he can't get Errol Spence or Manny Pacquiao, because Shawn Porter is legitimately a top 5 welterweight, and there's nobody else that fits that bill that Terence Crawford has fought. But we have gone through all of this before. So in this particular video, let's talk about the fact that despite all of this, Terence Crawford has pushed boxing fans to the point of desperation as far as it concerns their desire to see him fight somebody. And let me explain to you why I believe that's the case with me. Because I had a video where I actually made the argument that Shawn Porter should take $1 million to fight Terence Crawford. And the reason that I said it is, yeah, tell them you'll take the $1 million, call their bluff. Because I don't believe, I don't believe that these guys really want to fight you. So yeah, tell them you'll take the $1 million and then see what they do. Shawn Porter, who is clearly not listening to me and is probably extremely wise for doing it in this circumstance, says no. I am not fighting. I'm not even acting like I'm fighting Terence Crawford for no $1 million. That's a waste of my time. I can go get $1 million to fight somebody else. He probably got $1 million to fight Sebastian Formella. He has been making money for a very long time. But why, Fanon, did you say he should take the $1 million? Because I am so desperate to see Terence Crawford get in the ring with somebody significant so he can at least put to rest all of the conversations around him not being willing to fight anybody. Because that is what it's looking like. If you look at the top welterweights, name them all. If you can name a top welterweight, Terence Crawford at some point in time has turned down a fight with them, with at least in verbiage, right? If not an actual over-the-table offer. However, Manny Pacquiao is the only one that he seems like he is being willing to negotiate with in a fair fashion. And that's it. And Bob Arum has already said that the Manny Pacquiao fight is off the table for Terence Crawford. So I'm sitting here like, man, just anything, man. Can anybody just take the money that Terence Crawford is going to offer him so we can see Terence Crawford in a good fight? Now, when I said it, I was like, even in the back of my mind, I was like, man, you know you wouldn't do that. like, you know the difference? Because you know the difference, what the difference is between $1 million and $5 million? It's $4 million, okay, that you're leaving there on the table. Similar to what was going on with Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, when Anthony Joshua was talking about this lucrative offer that Deontay Wilder turned down, and he admitted that he turned down. He admitted that you turned down a flat fee, a flat fee of $12.5 million on a $100 million fight where everybody else is supposed to be getting upsides. And you wouldn't give him any upside, Anthony. No, you did not. You gave him a contract that's worth a lot of money, right? It's definitely worth a lot of money. But at the same time, it's worth significantly less than what his cut should actually be. And sometimes people just don't want to do that, and they definitely don't want to do it for people that are probably going to turn around and not give him the fight anyway, right? So why would he talk himself down when you're not even willing to take the fight so that somebody can come do, and no disrespect, but do a Devin Haney on him, Devin Haney, Gary Russell move, and jump out there and say, oh, I'll take that money. And then when Shawn says, no, I said I would fight Terence for $1 million, I don't mean I'm going to fight you for $1 million, Keith. No, I wanted to fight Terence. That's why I said $1 million with Terence. Then Keith said, well, if you said $1 million to him, hey, man, fight me for $1 million. I'll take the rest of the 6 that's left over. No, I'm not going to do that, right? So Shawn Porter wisely refuses to do that and says, if you're going to fight me, you better not lowball me. Because if you lowball me, I'm walking away. Okay? If you say $1 million, $2 million, I'm walking away. If you act like Terence Crawford's taking all the lion's share because Terence Crawford has done more than me in his career, forget it. And honestly, that is about right. Fair thing for Shawn Porter to say to Terence Crawford, because Shawn Porter is the one that's taking risks in his career, and Terence Crawford is not taking risks in his career. Shawn Porter has fought Errol Spence Jr., he's fought Danny Garcia, he's fought Keith Thurman, he fought Kell Brook well before the eye sockets. He's even fought Adrian Bronner, Adrian Granados, Paulie Malignaggi. He's fought so many people. He could tell Terence Crawford, man, forget you. This is a 50-50 fight, believe it. Because his resume, the people that he's fought, and the things that he's done are equal to Terence Crawford if you look at the seriousness of the competition that he's fighting. Terence Crawford, whether you like it or not, is piling up a bunch of tomato cans, even if you think that he may be the best fighter in the world. He's the best fighter in the world fighting tomato cans. Just like Canelo Alvarez, you could say he's the best fighter in the world. But he just fought Callum Smith, and you had half the world acting like that was a serious fight when the other half knows full well it's not. And now he's moving on to fight Yeldemir. That's the word is Yeldemir. So you pound for pound #1 in the world, but you ain't fighting nobody. While the guys you saying is at 5 and 6 and 8 are fighting each other. It's ridiculous. So Terence Crawford, the shame of this whole thing is that fans will pressure Shawn Porter to take $1 million because they're so desperate to see Terence Crawford in there with anybody with a heartbeat, anybody that they think that he thinks he may have a chance to beat. But Terence Crawford is cruising this out, and he is definitely cruising, and it means the contract with Top Rank, and definitely cruising it out if they give Shawn Porter some ridiculously lowball offer that they know that he'll reject, so that Terence Crawford can then go and fight. I don't even know. I think he's going to fight Alexander Bruce Putin, the steroid-induced former WBC, the WBA super champ at welterweight. You know, the guy that lost his belt because he got stripped for performance-enhancing drugs, and who Bob Arum more than likely was going to have Terence Crawford try to fight. That's his real goal, is to have him fight that guy, and then to have that guy be the one that fights Jose Ramirez and fights Josh Taylor and whoever else comes up to 147, so that they can make it look like all the real competition is going on in Top Rank between Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor and Alexander Bruce Putin, and that's really the welterweight division. Wait till they try to pull that nonsense, because that's the play, as Andre Ward likes to say. But anyway, if Terence Crawford lowballs Shawn Porter, it's a wrap on Terence Crawford, okay? I'm dropping this dude from the pound for pound list. I'm not acting like this dude is like he's some serious threat to Errol Spence Jr., because if he won't fight Shawn Porter and give a fair fight to Shawn Porter, one of two things are happening here. Either Top Rank is broke for real and they just can't afford decent fights, in which case just go away, okay? Just go away. But if Top Rank is not broke, which they never claim to be, nobody ever accuses them of being, then I have to say that they're just trying to make setup fights and in-house fights so that they can keep the money to themselves, which we've seen take place over and over and over again, right? So we'll see what goes on with this, with Terence Crawford and Shawn Porter. But this, I'm telling you, is going to tell you the truth about what Terence Crawford is. If these guys, with Shawn Porter saying, yes, I'll fight him, do not lowball me, give me a serious offer where you think that I'm going to accept it so we can get the fight on. If you don't do it, I'm going to go on about my business and I'm going to ignore you because you're not serious. And that's what everybody should do. If Terence Crawford and Bob Arum give either don't give Shawn Porter any offer, or they give him some garbage that they know that he's going to reject, so that they can say, oh, we made the offer and he ducked us. You know, that move. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Keep our eyes on it. You let me know what you think in this comment section so that I know. I would greatly appreciate it. This channel is my opinion, and my opinion alone. Share with me yours. I greatly appreciate it. And with that, I'm out. Peace.